stop. Before you do another sit-up, another deep knee bend, or another neck roll, you need to hear this. Japanese longevity doctors just released a warning that's shaking the fitness world. 3 exercises that millions of people over 60 do every single day are actually destroying their joints, compressing their spine, and accelerating aging. And the worst part? Most people have no idea. They think they're staying healthy, they think they're doing the right thing, but they're unknowingly causing damage that could cost them their independence in just a few years. Now, before you panic, there's good news. These same doctors have identified 3 exercises that do the exact opposite. 3 movements so powerful, they're proven to extend mobility, rebuild joint strength, and help people in their 80s and 90s move like they're decades younger. And here's the thing. Both lists are simple. No gym, no equipment, no complicated routines. But the difference between doing the wrong exercises and the right ones, that difference could determine whether you're climbing stairs with confidence at 85 or struggling to get out of a chair at 65. So stay with me until the very end, because what you're about to learn could change everything about how you move, how you age, and how you feel in your own body. Let's begin. Before we dive into the exercises, I need you to understand something important. Japan has the longest life expectancy in the world. People living to 90, 95, even 100 years old isn't rare there. It's normal. But here's what most people don't realize. It's not just about living longer, it's about living better. Japanese elders aren't just surviving, they're thriving, they're walking without assistance, they're gardening, they're cooking, they're living independently, and researchers have spent decades studying why. What they found is fascinating. It's not genetics, it's not some miracle supplement, it's movement. But not just any movement, the right movement. Japanese longevity doctors discovered that certain exercises protect the body as it ages, while others accelerate wear and tear in ways that become irreversible after 60. And the scary part? Many of the exercises we've been told are good for us are actually on the dangerous list. Movements that doctors in the West still recommend are the same movements Japanese experts tell their patients to avoid at all costs. So today, I'm going to share both lists with you. First, the 3 exercises you should never do after 60. These are movements that compress your spine, damage your joints, and increase your risk of injury. Then I'll show you the 3 exercises Japanese elders swear by. The ones that keep them strong, flexible, and pain-free well into their 90s. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to stop doing and exactly what to start doing instead. So let's start with the first exercise you need to eliminate immediately. Exercise to avoid number 1, traditional sit-ups. I know this might surprise you. Sit-ups have been a staple of fitness for decades. We've been told they strengthen the core, that they flatten the belly, that they're good for us. But Japanese longevity doctors say the exact opposite. And here's why. Every time you do a traditional sit-up, you're forcing your spine to flex forward under load. That repetitive flexion compresses the discs between your vertebrae. Now, when you're 20 or 30, your discs are thick and hydrated. They can handle it. But after 60, your discs have lost about 30% of their height. They're drier, more fragile, and every sit-up you do is slowly crushing them. Think about it like this. Imagine bending a credit card back and forth over and over again. Eventually, it's going to crack. That's what's happening to your spine with traditional sit-ups. But it gets worse. Sit-ups also pull on your neck. Most people instinctively put their hands behind their head and yank themselves up. That forward-pulling motion strains the delicate muscles and ligaments in your neck, and over time, it can lead to chronic neck pain, headaches, and even nerve compression. Japanese doctors have seen this pattern over and over. Patients in their 60s and 70s who did sit-ups religiously for years, thinking they were staying fit. But by the time they're 75, they're dealing with herniated discs, chronic lower back pain, and limited mobility. So here's what they recommend instead. If you want to strengthen your core, Do gentle movements that stabilize your spine rather than flex it. Movements like pelvic tilts, bird dogs, or dead bugs. These exercises build core strength without compressing your spine, and we'll talk more about safer core exercises later. But for now, just remember this. Traditional sit-ups might have worked when you were younger, but after 60, they're doing more harm than good. Now let's move to the second exercise you should never do. And this one might shock you even more. Exercise to avoid number 2, deep squats with full knee flexion. Now, I'm not saying all squats are bad. Squats, when done correctly and with the right range of motion, can be incredibly beneficial. But deep squats, the kind where your hips drop below your knees, those are a different story after 60. Here's the problem. When you squat all the way down, your knees are forced into extreme flexion. That means the cartilage in your knee joint gets compressed into a very small space. And at that angle, the pressure on your kneecap can be 7 to 8 times your body weight. Let that sink in for a moment. If you weigh 150 pounds, that's over 1,000 pounds of force pressing down on your knee joint. Now, when you're young, your cartilage is thick and resilient. It can handle that pressure. But after 60, your cartilage has been wearing down for decades. It's thinner, it's less cushioned, and it doesn't regenerate the way it used to. So every deep squat you do is grinding down what little cartilage you have left. Japanese longevity doctors see this constantly. People who've been doing deep squats for years thinking they're building strong legs. But by the time they reach 70, their knees are bone on bone. They need knee replacements. They can't walk without pain. And the worst part? It could have been prevented. Now, I want to be clear. Partial squats are still incredibly valuable. Squatting down to a 90-degree angle, where your thighs are parallel to the ground, is safe and effective. It strengthens your quads, your glutes, your hips, all without putting excessive stress on your knees. But going deeper than that, it's not worth the risk. Here's what I recommend instead. If you want to build leg strength, do chair squats. Stand in front of a sturdy chair. Lower yourself down until you're just about to sit, then stand back up. That's the perfect range of motion for protecting your knees while still building strength. Simple, safe, effective. All right, let's move to the third exercise you should eliminate immediately. And this one is so common, you've probably done it this week without even thinking about it. Exercise to avoid number 3, full neck rolls or circles. This is one of those movements that seems harmless. You're sitting at your desk. Your neck feels tight, so you roll your head around in a circle. It feels like a nice stretch, right? Wrong. Japanese longevity doctors warn that full neck rolls are one of the most dangerous movements you can do after 60. Here's why. Your neck contains 7 small vertebrae stacked on top of each other. Between those vertebrae are delicate discs, nerves, and blood vessels. When you roll your head in a full circle, especially if you drop it all the way back, you're compressing those structures in ways they weren't designed to handle. And here's the scary part. There are 2 major arteries that run up the sides of your neck. They're called the vertebral arteries. These arteries supply blood to your brain. When you drop your head all the way back and rotate it, you can compress or even temporarily block those arteries. That's why some people feel dizzy or lightheaded after doing neck rolls. It's not just a harmless feeling, it's a warning sign. In rare cases, aggressive neck rolling can even cause a stroke. Now, I'm not trying to scare you, but I want you to understand that your neck is incredibly vulnerable after 60. The ligaments are looser, the discs are thinner, the joints have less cushioning, and full neck rolls put unnecessary stress on all of those structures. So what should you do instead? Simple, gentle neck stretches in single directions. Tilt your head to one side, hold for 10 seconds, then tilt to the other side. Turn your head to look over your right shoulder, hold, then turn to the left. Gently tuck your chin toward your chest, hold, then lift your head back to neutral. These single plane movements give you all the benefits of stretching without the risk of compression or injury. No rolling, no circling. Just slow, controlled stretches in one direction at a time. Your neck will thank you. All right, now that you know the 3 exercises to avoid, Let's talk about the 3 exercises Japanese longevity doctors say you absolutely must do. These are the movements that protect your joints, strengthen your body, and help you stay mobile for decades to come. And the first one might surprise you. Exercise you must do number 1, wall squats. This is one of the safest and most effective leg strengthening exercises you can do after 60. And the best part? It's almost impossible to do it wrong. Here's how it works. Stand with your back against a wall. Your feet should be about hip-width apart, a foot or two away from the wall. Now, slowly slide your back down the wall until your knees are bent at about 90 degrees. Your thighs should be parallel to the ground, like you're sitting in an invisible chair. Hold that position for 10 to 30 seconds, then slide back up. That's it. Simple, right? But here's why it's so powerful. Wall squats strengthen your quadriceps, your glutes, and your core, all without putting excessive stress on your knees. Because your back is supported by the wall, you can't go too deep, you can't lose your balance, and you can't cheat the movement. Your knees stay in a safe range of motion the entire time. Japanese longevity doctors recommend wall squats because they build the exact kind of strength you need for daily life. Getting out of a chair, climbing stairs, standing up from the toilet, all of those movements require strong quads and stable knees. And wall squats give you both. Plus, they're incredibly safe. Even if you have knee pain, you can modify this exercise by not going as deep. Maybe you only bend your knees to 45 degrees at first. That's fine. Over time, as you get stronger, you can go a little deeper. But the wall is always there to support you. Here's what I recommend. Start with 3 sets of 10 to 15 seconds. Do this 3 times a week. As you build strength, work your way up to holding for 30 seconds. You'll be amazed at how much stronger your legs feel in just a few weeks. Now let's move to the second must-do exercise. And this one is all about balance. Exercise you must do number 2. Single leg stands. This is the simplest exercise on this list, but it might also be the most important. Here's why. Balance is one of the strongest predictors of longevity and independence after 60. In fact, studies show that if you can't stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds, your risk of dying in the next 10 years is significantly higher. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. Because balance isn't just about not falling. It's about how well your muscles, nerves, and brain are communicating with each other. And single-leg stands are the best way to train that connection. Here's how to do it. Stand next to a sturdy chair or countertop. Keep one hand lightly resting on it for support. Lift your right foot off the ground, just a few inches, and hold. Try to stand as still as possible for 10 to 30 seconds, then switch legs. That's it. But here's what's happening inside your body when you do this. Your brain is constantly sending signals to the muscles in your standing leg, making tiny adjustments to keep you upright. Your core is engaging. Your ankle is stabilizing. Your hip is activating. All of these systems are working together to keep you balanced. And the more you practice, the stronger those connections become. Japanese elders do this exercise every single day. Some do it while brushing their teeth. Others do it while waiting for water to boil. It's so simple. You can fit it into any part of your routine. And the benefits are enormous. Better balance means fewer falls. Fewer falls means fewer fractures. Fewer fractures means more independence. Here's my recommendation. Start by holding the chair for support. Practice standing on one leg for 10 seconds on each side. As you get more confident, try using just one finger for support, then no hands at all. The goal is to work your way up to 30 seconds on each leg without holding on to anything. And trust me, when you can do that, you'll feel unstoppable. Now let's move to the third and final must-do exercise. And this one might be the most powerful of all. Exercise you must do number 3, glute bridges. This is the exercise Japanese longevity doctors call the fountain of youth for your hips. And once you understand why, you'll never skip it again. Here's how to do it. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Your arms should rest by your sides. Now, Press through your heels and lift your hips toward the ceiling. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Hold for a moment. Then lower back down with control. That's 1 rep. Simple, right? But here's what makes this exercise so powerful. Your glutes are the largest muscle group in your body. They're responsible for standing up, walking, climbing stairs, and stabilizing your pelvis. But after 60, most people's glutes become weak and inactive. They spend too much time sitting, and when you sit, your glutes shut off. Over time, they forget how to fire properly. And when your glutes stop working, everything else has to compensate. Your lower back takes over, your knees take over, your hips take over, and that's when pain starts. Lower back pain, knee pain, hip pain, all of it can be traced back to weak glutes. But glute bridges fix that. They wake up your glutes. They teach them to engage again. And they rebuild the strength you've lost. Japanese longevity doctors have seen this transformation hundreds of times. Patients in their 70s and 80s who couldn't walk without pain. But after just a few weeks of doing glute bridges every day, their pain disappeared. They could walk longer, stand taller, move with confidence, and it all came down to this one simple exercise. Here's what I recommend. Start with 2 sets of 10 to 15 reps. Do this 3 times a week. Focus on squeezing your glutes as hard as you can at the top of each rep. That squeeze is where the magic happens. Over time, work your way up to 3 sets of 20 reps. And if you really want to challenge yourself, try holding the top position for 5 to 10 seconds before lowering down. Your glutes, your hips, and your lower back will thank you. So there you have it. 3 exercises to avoid after 60, traditional sit-ups, deep squats, and full neck rolls. And 3 exercises you must do: wall squats, single leg stands, and glute bridges. Now, I know this might feel overwhelming. Maybe you've been doing some of the exercises on the avoid list for years, and now you're worried you've already caused damage. But here's the truth. It's never too late to change. Your body is more resilient than you think. The moment you stop doing movements that harm you and start doing movements that heal you, your body responds. Your joints start to feel better, your muscles start to get stronger, your balance starts to improve. And all of those changes add up. They add up to more years of independence, more years of confidence, more years of doing the things you love. That's what Japanese longevity is all about. It's not about living forever. It's about living well for as long as possible. And the exercises you choose to do today will determine how well you move tomorrow. So start today. Pick 1 exercise from the must-do list, just 1. Do it every single day for the next week, then add another one. Before you know it, these movements will become part of your daily routine, and your body will thank you for it. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these exercises surprised you the most? Were you doing any of the exercises on the avoid list? And which of the must-do exercises are you going to try first? Leave a comment below and let me know. I read every single one. And if this video helped you today, please hit that subscribe button, because every week I share science-backed strategies to help you move better, feel stronger, and live longer after 60. You deserve to age with strength, confidence, and independence. And I'm here to show you exactly how to do that. Stay strong, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.